Before we move on to the comfort section of medicine singing, let's talk about cosmology. When clients come to the office and speak of meaning and purpose, of what matters most in their lives, the conversation will always find its way into cosmology. This is because cosmology is about our belief about the universe, about its origins, its creation, its evolution, the transformation of life on this planet, and all the relationships of all of its parts, human and non-human. Cosmology also speaks to what the person believes is the ultimate fate of the world, of the planet, of the universe. Cosmology is also about cycles of the planet and the universe, sunrise to sunset, the cycles of the season, winter, spring, summer, fall, the cycles of the universe that we experience here on this planet. And cosmology also includes the aspects of the Earth's orbit around the sun. Some people divide cosmology into different sections for the sake of theory and philosophy and conversations. Physical cosmology is the study of physics and astrophysics. So physical cosmology is the study and theory and investigation of the origins of the Earth, its origin, its creation or evolution, and its relationship to all other parts of the world universe. There is also a religious cosmology or a spiritual tradition cosmology. This is about religions or traditions of the earth and its manifestation in creation or evolution, all the way to what some call eschatology, which is our belief about how the planet will end. So perhaps this is simply duality at its best. And we find that the way it is in the world universe is there is no division. So in dialogue with one another, we come to our understanding or sharing of our own personal individual cosmologies. We find ourselves in conversation sharing with one another of how we see the world and the universe, but in particular how we see ourselves or our peoples or communities in relationship to the rest of the universe, how we interact with what others would call non-human aspects of the universe. Our conversations may include aspects of cosmic inflation, of microwave background and the theory of it, of matter, of energy, of light energy, of dark energy, of waves and motion, of light, energy, or atoms. Our conversation could fill many evenings of conversation. In our conversations, we also hear people talk about, or we ourselves share in our own cosmology, of what we believe about the earth and how it was created, and how it will end, and how we will know it's coming to an end, if we will. I was with a group of acquaintances when one such discussion as this occurred. There was speaking of the Big Bang Theory. There was speaking about the Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. There was discussion of creation and God, or no God. In speaking of creation, a person of the Baha'i faith was with us, and they shared how they do not believe that there is or has been a beginning and will be an end to the universe. A Christian friend spoke about the 7 days of creation and how they believed scriptures say the world was created and the universe was created. And they spoke about the end times and how it will come to an end and what signs people will see when that comes. A dear friend who is an atheist shared about how they experience wonder and awe in nature. A student of Islam who was present shared of their faith and the signs, the major signs and the minor signs of how the faithful will know that the time is near for the ending of the world. The Christian and the Muslim were both surprised to find some very common occurrences and agreements in their theologies one with another. Several other members of the group shared about their earth-based faith and what that meant to them, and of some of their indigenous traditions and creation stories that they found profound in their lives that led to ceremonies and traditions that they practiced on a regular basis. A dialogue such as this requires things that we are speaking about here in Medicine Singing. Make no assumptions. Drain the brain of criticism. Listen to understand. Give deep respect, not only for yourself, but the others. Our intention and our behaviors are in giving our best to one another as a sacred guest, as a special and deep friend in whom we are entering into a dialogue that leaves us in wonder's stance of awe and a sense of connection, not only one with another, but with everything around us. We had met for this week at a retreat center, and after some of these dialogues, we would take a walk in the forest that surrounded the center. We each saw with our own eyes and our own hearts, but in the process, something seemed to break open and hold us all in an incredible way. The experience we had was one in which all of us together, even though we had seen with different eyes and hearts, came to understand that there once was a time when everything was sacred. A time when it was understood that an awakening comes when in the presence of the beauty of nature. And there was a time when animals and plants, rocks and stones and minerals, one and all were spiritual presences. And that there was a time when there was an endearing relationship between human and non-human throughout the universe. We came to understand on that walk in that forest, that time is now. That evening as we gathered after dinner, we brought our journal reflections to share with one another about the experiences we were having. As I pondered the day, and particularly that walk in the forest, I shared this from my journal, and I'll share it with you. I titled it, Eyes of the Forest. They say the blind are sighted in ways we cannot see. I find myself wondering if the eyes of the forest are just the same as these, where vision is held in presence and contours are held by touch, where glen and glade ingather. I think miracles are made from such. Paths take a turn toward the inward. What was outside resides within, and all we sense around us joins inscapes, joyous hymns. Blind and sighted intermingle, and all are sighted by need. And from every form of blindness, each finds its freedom indeed. For there is found to be no partition between observer and observed, Belief in separation in deep woods is found to be absurd. For our vision now reads by braille of bark and bramble and brook. And as we left the forest, this is the lesson we took. That it is in the closing of eyes, in wonder's stance of awe, that any form of blindness was healed by what we saw. In forest's newfound vision, there is no need for seeing. A new world is now upon us, for this is the season of being. And now, on to more of medicine singing.